Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm not the best tipper. I'm not.
What do you go?
You don't even look like if I saw you walk into a restaurant, I'm like, that guy gives shit tips.
If you
You
saw me walk,
look like a shit tip guy.
so if I'm at a man, you're
I say you got to start wearing a T-shirt now that says like "I brought cash, don't worry." So like you get the good servers.
people people. This is kind of a hot topic. Tipping. I got to be honest. I've been cheap, always have been, and I'm looking for ways to deduct your tip. I'm just looking for it. I mean, I don't want to give you any more money than I'm already paying for this dish. I'm sorry. Like I'm fucking.
We're gonna get like someone's gonna listen to this, and then when they like we go to Nashville, they're gonna spin our food.
They might. Now, I rarely am going beneath 15%. Rarely. And and those are on the bad tips, right? Like
Think about that. Go below 15%, Gary.
I thought 20 was like the standard.
No.
Like,
It's standard.
No.
20 is the absolute standard.
I
If
see a
you're
lot
not
of
at
people doing 25 even. Like
why? Tell me, where's the rule? Why?
I make
I'm
people
not saying-
pay sometimes.
yeah. Like
If somebody is truly nice, like I've had servers who I was like, man, I think this person could use a few extra bucks. They're really nice, and I just make their day.
And I agree. I've had a couple of those occasions as well. But you cannot tell me that because here's the deal. It's so arbitrary in my mind of if I sit down at a table of, like if me and Lauren and two friends go out to eat,
They ain't
Four-
tipping 15%. Newsflash.
there's four people at a table, right? Or if me and Lauren and four friends go out to eat, now there's six at the table. They didn't have to increase their service hardly at all. At all. They brought two extra plates to the table and refilled two more drinks. Like in the grand scheme of their night, it's hardly noticeable. But now they're making a 50% greater tip. Like the exponentiality of it doesn't make any sense to me. And so if you're at a nice restaurant that just so happens the restaurant you ate at in LA, you're eating $100 dish, right? Because this fucking restaurant and the management of this restaurant decided that they're going to bend you over the fucking table with their prices, now all of the sudden the tips are just exponentially better. The service would be the same if they were serving you a KFC bottomless bowl. It doesn't matter. Like, so when
I don't know. I feel
especially
like if you go to a nice restaurant though, where it's like more expensive, I feel like the service is always better.
nope. Mm-mm. I go to
You're at the Taco Bell.
I've been to an Olive Garden that's had better service than some of the steakhouses I've eaten at. Nope. And so I tip you purely on
nice
your
Olive
service. And if you're not doing much other than refilling drinks and like I'll probably average somewhere around 18%. If I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'll tip them fucking, let's see. Bill's usually 31 and then it's usually 33 and then I'll leave like a $7 tip. Might be 20%. Maybe.
Yeah, that's 20%.
Yeah, if it's what did you say, $22?
It also depends
No,
on
$33.
it also
Oh, shit.
I like playing math games too. I like the final bill to be even. I don't know,
Ooh.
OCD, right? So if my bill's 33.62, then I'm leaving a tip that is 6.38 or 7.38 to even.
So do you like to do the like round up to charity thing?
I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Sometimes at the grocery store, if they're rounding up for the Girl Scouts or something, if I'm in the good mood, sometimes I'll say yeah. If I'm not, sometimes I'll be like, I'm good.
Okay.
It's just kind of random. I'm not.
What about like the Salvation Army, like outside the grocery store? You give it,
Never.
you putting cash in the
No.
bucket?
No.
What?
You want to know why? Because it's always fucking cold out and I'm trying to go places. All right. I don't really carry cash either. Like who carries cash anymore?
Me.
Fuck that. I don't
I was
remember
say, I don't let that. I always, I don't know. I feel like especially like that time of year and stuff. Like I always got to do a little. Like if I see the Salvation Army, like I got to give them like something.
I can't. If you put a gun in my head right now, I don't know if I could tell you the last time I paid with something in cash.
Paid
I
in
don't.
cash?
I don't remember.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think. I could not tell you.
I definitely do it more here than when I'm in Colorado, but I mean I feel that's not that. That's pretty common though. Like a lot of people don't even have cards anymore. They just do Apple Pay.
Yeah, they just use your phone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. How you gonna the Salvation Army's gonna need to get a little fucking tap screen.
Would you do it then? Just a little tap on your way out?
I might. I might. It would be quicker. You wouldn't even have to stop walking. You could just tap your phone to the thing, and it'd be like an automatic $3 to the Salvation Army, $5, $10, and you could just be like on your way. But if I gotta fumble for the wallet, get it out, it's fucking cold. Usually when the Salvation Army's out there, they're bundled up. They hate their lives. Ding, da, ding, da, ding, da, ding, da, ding. They're running, and I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to get I need raspberries. I'm trying to get to the.
I can see that. So I do think though that I don't know how much I agree with you on the tipping thing, but I do think it's crazy when like the guy like Walgreens checking you out and then like the tip screen comes up or like Starbucks and it's
dude, no.
Like I think the 20% tip comes in when it's like
there's this purple. I'm gonna go Drake here for a second. There's this purple haired bitch at the Smoky Row on Hickman that it's probably somebody's daughter that listens to this. Sorry. This bitch, it's coffee. It's fucking coffee, and she didn't even make it. I'll roll up to the window, and every single time, we go once a week, every Saturday morning, every single time, she takes the entire unit out of the window and hands me the fucking machine with my card in it that says, "Would you like to leave a tip?" You know, and she's the only one that does it. There's other fucking whatever window
baristas.
I don't even know if she's a barista. She's the cashier. She's and they'll just like click no tip to pull the card out themselves, hand it back to you. This girl fucking fumbles the cord. It's like she's gonna pull it out of the wall. She puts it in your car and says it's gonna ask you a question. I know it's gonna ask me a fucking question. It's gonna say, "Would you like to leave a tip?" And I'm gonna say no. Now give me my fucking card, my coffee, and fucking close your window. I'm out. Gone. Pisses me off.
Where those people can be smart, though, is they know that there's idiots out in the world like me who are going to feel guilty.
They make them feel guilty. That's the thing.
And I'm hitting 20% and they know that I will.
Fucking.
And it's like,
I don't know why. You're just the guy. I don't know why
I don't know why I'm worried about making some stranger. If I'm worried about, and I don't know why I'm worried about some awkward exchange with a stranger there at the drive-through, but they know that they got me. They know, and
that's the thing is that whole thing is playing on people's fear, but need to avoid confrontation. And a lot of people think that if they push the 0%, they create this magical story in their mind that like. Now the cashier is going to reach over the counter and throw a Nate Diaz right to their jaw. Like
crazy. That would be wild.
Like, and I'm sitting there wishing that someone would say something like, "Wow, no tip, huh?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, you dumb bitch. You didn't do anything for me. Your friend made me the coffee and then you handed it to me. Like, what are we doing? Where else do they do that? They do that everywhere now. It's at the ice cream shop. There's a new ice cream shop here in town that Lauren and I just went to last week. And somebody else made me. What are they getting paid to do? They are getting paid to take an order, fill a cup with ice cream. That's under their job listing. They're making in Waukee, they're probably making $12 an hour at this ice cream shop. That is under their duties of their work. Where extra did you go above and beyond that you now deserve a tip when you spin the fucking Apple screen around and it says, and the worst thing is these companies can set their tip percentages to auto tips. So like, oh, you can choose 18, 21, or 25%. No, like, or custom, right? It's like, I almost want to custom it and just give them like a 5% tip. I'll do the extra work to give you less.
Give them a penny. You could fling a nickel at them through the car window.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
What's that restaurant where they're like mean to you on purpose?
Big dicks.
Is it just dicks?
There's many of them.
Are
Dicks,
they
last resort or something like that?
Do they get tipped for being mean?
I would say
like
that would be they'd at least have a claim. They're doing more than if they were working at another restaurant, right? Like,
so then when you say like like we create this fantasy that they're gonna like give you a right hook, right? If you go no tip, I think at that restaurant they would be bad at their job if they didn't look down at it, see zero, and get in your face about it. If the point of the restaurant is to be mean.
I just think that if Lauren and I go out to eat at a nice restaurant, sure, the waitress or waiter is making less than minimum wage because that's how that industry works, and they're allowed to give them less than that, but because they're making tips. This waiter or waitress on a busy Friday night has what, eight tables, 10 tables per hour.
Maybe in the whole night. Dude, they have an entire staff with rotations and shit.
Sure, but I mean, I know if we go to Johnny's Italian Steakhouse here in West Des Moines, like I've seen our waitress handle a section of 6 to 8 tables at a time. Like, and a bill there is $100 plus for, well, maybe $75 plus for a couple. If you've got any more than 2, it's probably $40 a person. So you're running up $200-$300 bills. 15% on that is 45 bones. If you serve 1 table in an hour, you just made $45 an hour. You're fine. You're doing fine. Now, if you're doing 3 or 4 tables, you might make $100, $150 an hour in tips. You're doing fine.
Right, but then there's days that they don't get nearly that many.
Fucking find another job. I don't know. Like, find a job that has a more steady pay structure. I don't know.
Says the guy who makes money on the internet.
But I don't complain about
it. Yeah, you just don't tip worth a shit.
Well, I like I said, I'll I understand that the tip. Here's my thing: is like what it used to be 15%. When we were kids, 15%. That's standard. When did it raise? When did it go up?
Inflation, kid.
No. Inflation's baked into the prices on the menu that is inflating that 15%. We don't just inflate now the percentage that goes on top of the inflated. And you know I'm right.
Inflation, dude. It's Joe Biden's America.
What's up, everybody? What you just watched was a short, truncated version of our extra show that we do every week. We call it DHT. It's Dickhead Tuesday. It's sort of on brand for the walk-ons. And it's the extra podcast that Drake, myself, and now Gary the intern do every single week. That's on our Patreon services, part of our Patreon tiers at the 2nd and 3rd level. Patreon is where we put all of our extra content, okay? The Monday and the Thursday episodes, those are always going to be free forever and always for our washed up walk-ons army that's out there and loves the show. But for those who want more, for those who want to help contribute and they like extra shows like this, you may be interested in this content. It's a little bit more not safe for work, if you will. You can see here, this is our mascot for the DHT, Goopy, and access to items like this, as well as other exclusive items, are also perks that you get with the Patreon, as well as discounts on all of the merchandise that we put out throughout the year. Merchandise that you can find in our 24/7 storefront right now. If you're part of the Patreon, you basically pay for your subscription with the discounts that you'll get on the merchandise. Not to mention, you get ad-free episodes, early access to the episodes, immediate access to the video versions, access to our private Discord, our fantasy football leagues, and a whole lot more. And that's all on top of the fact that you're donating to the kids. You're helping us with our mission to donate thousands of dollars to the UI Children's Hospital every single year. So if you like what you saw here and you like what you're hearing from me, take this moment to head on over to patreon.com/washedupwalk-ons, and you can find a tier, a subscription level that fits for you. And we'd love to have you on the Walk On Army. Thank you so much. Click around, find some of our other videos as well, and we'll be seeing you soon.